All right, so what's going on, guys? So a lot of different news going on, and especially a big thing that happened today. Supposedly, according to some sources, the Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is going to announce his retirement very soon. And so that's significant, of course, because he's a liberal judge, one of the three major ones that is, he's the oldest. I think he's like in his mid 80s or something. And there's going to be a push to be able to replace him with a liberal judge. And so, again, a lot of things going on right now in terms of the news coming out. Some sources, multiple sources telling Shannon Bream, the Fox News person, that he himself wasn't planning to announce the retirement today, and he wasn't happy about how it is playing out right now. And so a lot of people saying, they're pushing him out. There's other things going on behind the scenes and all that, right? But I've always said before, whatever is the news right now, it may be different later. The dust settles and you'll see the truth come out, right? And so again, we'll see what happens, but it's a fairly big deal in the sense that there is some sense of control in the Senate. You have to get a simple majority, and all these different things. But a lot of people are speculating the way it's going to play out. Some people have said that Kamala Harris is going to be nominated and somehow going to be placed there, and then followed by a vacancy in of course the VP, and then Hillary Clinton somehow coming in and things like that. So a lot of different speculation that's coming out. But one thing I've said for sure that is happening is that God is cleaning house. He's cleaning house, and he's allowing righteousness to stand firm, and he's allowing the wickedness and all the evil to be exposed. And they're going to have their demise, and they're going to, unless they repent and come to know the Lord, and somebody they really desire to switch, like Saul to Paul in the Bible, right? As long as they have that mentality, they may be redeemed, they may be saved. But as of now, the word still stands. God is going to punish, he's going to deal with the wickedness of this land such that it would be restored to righteousness. And a lot of that starts and is happening in the Supreme Court, right? So conservative, a biblical leaning Supreme Court that's going to uphold some of the major decisions that's going to be coming out soon, right? In terms of abortions, many of the human rights, and different things like that. All those things are big things that matter to the Lord. And so God is cleaning house in this time, right? And so I'm not saying that another liberal judge is going to be replaced. Supposedly, if he retires at the end of June, there's going to be a lot of things happening there. And I've always said too, whether the timing is such in the next couple of months or very soon, where the exposure and all the things that's happening, especially with John Durham, the indictments, and even recently with the Perkins Coie lawyer, Mark Elias, testifying in front of the grand jury. A lot of development is happening that's happening behind closed doors. It's hush hush, and these things are not being leaked for a reason. And I've said before that there's some sort of military operation, there's some sort of behind the scenes thing that's going on to expose, to bring down this agenda that is of the satanic, of the, if you want to say the globalist, if you want to say the CCP, whatever you want to call it. But there's a battle of good versus evil going on, and God is using this time to expose, to change, to awaken people, and to bring these things down. So it's another marker or an indicator that there's progress. A lot of people also are announcing announcing that they're not going to run for re-election. And so a lot of people are saying the 2022 elections, a big red wave, a lot of things happening in that front. So there's going to be a huge, from a political sense, a red wave. And again, it's not about Republican, it's not about Democrat and all these different things, but it's about, let's get the right people, let's get justice, let's get righteousness, let's get people that are not going to be doing the bidding of the satanic, the communist, the globalist agenda, right? And so right now we're in a critical point, and I'm not saying I know what's going to happen. I'm not saying that this person is going to be replaced by another liberal judge. Maybe there could be a possibility that by the time Biden is removed and Trump comes back, and of course I still stand on that. Whenever he comes back, there might be a window there for which then all of, when he retires and then maybe another judge or a conservative judge comes up, that would be amazing, right? Then you have a huge majority, right? And then you have all of the elections, you have all of the exposure, and then the continuing, lawsuits going on right now with the audits, with decertifying and all that stuff. And so again, if you've listened to me for long enough, you know my position. You know that there's a big information war going on that's clouding your judgment because they're telling you one thing, they're not showing you the evidence, they're not showing you what's been kept, right? And so whether that's the military, maybe it's the grand jury for the purposes of the secrecy, and then it being brought up to the right people at the right time and all these different things. Whatever's going on right now, there's intentionality. Nobody's concerned. Trump, the Patriots, many people, they're not concerned. And there's a lot of victory already in the air right now. And so this is happening for a reason. You see resignations, you see people not opting for re-election, many things like that. And you're seeing a huge turn. You saw it with the governor, you see it in many other places, and you're gonna continue to see that. And again, we're not here to say that these people are, the people that are Republican or conservative are necessarily, super amazing Christians. God's just using these people such that he can restore righteousness. Just like in the Bible, he used many different kings, King Cyrus, right? King Nebuchadnezzar, many people that may not have necessarily known the Lord, but they turned things around, right? They turned things around. They allowed Jerusalem to be rebuilt, the Israelites to come back, and many, many other things. So that's what's happening right now, because this nation is a nation that God loves. He's using this as a beacon of hope, a light to the world, so that the gospel can be spread, so that people can see and have hope, right? And if this country falls, if America falls, and the values, the justice system, and many of the conservative, biblical, Judeo-Christian values, if they fall, then you're gonna see a huge fall across the world. And so it's a big topic to be concerned about, to pray for, and to ask that the Lord, his will be done, righteousness to be stood, that biblical, godly, even men of God would be positioned, or at least people that would do the will of God in terms of upholding to biblical values and truths and different things like that. Right now, we're in a war, guys. People are leaning to this woke, liberal, whatever agenda, and it's not good, guys. It's not good. I'm not ashamed to say that, and you have to be in a camp, in a side where, yeah, you may not necessarily agree with some of the things that even the right-leaning or whatever their approach, their methods, their process is, but some of the big ticket items, especially in the legal realm, in the Supreme Court, a lot of the big things that are topics that are hot topics, but there is a clear answer, right? There's a clear answer for child abuse, for sex trafficking, for abortion, for LGBTQ, and all these different things, right? There is a clear answer. And we need to allow the Lord to work for whatever's happening. Again, we don't know what the short term is. We just hear news. We're hoping for the best. We're hoping and praying that even if Trump isn't restored by this time, that the majority, or at least with some of these other guys, I think there's a couple of guys, Sinema and Manchin, who are Democrats that are opposing it, they would reject it, right? And so it's not going to be a simple majority. So who knows what the near term is? But big news in terms of a retiring Supreme Court justice, people not electing for re-election, people, again, getting indicted. We'll see more indictments, things like that. And I believe it's going to happen very soon. So military, their involvement, many other things are happening as we speak. And so a lot of things behind closed doors. It's not necessarily going to be out in the public. We're in war. We're in information war. So if you just let things out and say, hey, this is the plan, this is what we're going to do, this is what the plan is for the globalists and the deep state, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, we're going to move this guy here, and then we're going to move Kamala here, and then we're going to have Hillary Clinton here, and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to be told like that, right? And people that are neck deep, they're going to fight tooth and nail to be able to still stand for their evil agenda, even if, they're not going to just admit it, right? And so you might have some people that come out that are retiring. They're going to be snitches in some sense, and they're going to be testifying. And I pray and I hope that they come to know the Lord first and foremost, but if not, that justice would be done and that God would restore righteousness. So it's a big time right now, guys. Keep praying. I'm excited. It's good stuff right now. I know I'm going to get some flack. I know a lot of people are going to be confused at what am I talking about. But again, if you're following news, especially the alternative / the stuff that's not on the mainstream media, then you know what I'm talking about. And so we've got to be praying, guys. A lot of things happening. It's good stuff. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. God bless you guys.